Alright guys, this is a 2004 Honda Pilot. I'm recording this because nobody else seems to have a video out with this one issue. Replacing a window regulator. My window broke in the up position. The motor was bad. I could hear it clicking, but it would not pull. So I knew I needed to replace the window regulator slash motor assembly because it's all one unit now pretty much. I ordered it online for 45 bucks. This is it right here. This is the motor. This is your window regulator. It's all one assembly. The reason I wanted to shoot this video was basically because there's multiple ways to get this out of here, out of the door when it's broken, as long as your window is movable, as long as your window is down. But when your window is up, it's a whole different issue, because if your motor's bad, your window will not release the tension on the cable and it will not go down in order for you to get the regulator assembly out. So what I first started trying to do was unbolt the regulator assembly right here from the glass at the top by reaching my hand way up into the door. And I got one bolt out. The other bolt gave me some issues and ended up being the problem that took so long. So in the end, what I did, and this is pretty simple, I actually had already disconnected the motor assembly, which goes here. And the reason I'm not going to do a whole video on this is because there's plenty of videos out there on removing the window regulator and motor assembly and replacing it. It's an easy job, it's quick and easy, as long as your window is not stuck up. So with it in the up position, I disconnected the motor, and what was inside of there, I just reached in after I taped the window up. I taped the window up to hold it. Then I reached in and I just cut the top cable right there. So this is the motor in the door. I dropped the motor down, reached in and just cut it. And once you cut it, the window will fall down in a position where you can unbolt these two bolts, which are these two holes here. You got to get the window down to about here to be able to use these two holes to unbolt the glass. Otherwise the glass is attached. So again, you tape the window up. Once it's taped on both sides to hold it in place, you reach in from here, and you may have to disconnect the motor, you may not. It doesn't matter whether you do it first or last. But you basically cut the top cable, not the electrical cable, but the top cable that holds the window up. Then once you've done that, you can untape this and slowly lower the window down into position. You may need a second person to do that. Then once it's in this position where you can reach these two bolts, you just unbolt it as usual. Okay, reinstalling the motor. I decided to go ahead and film this also. Maybe it helps somebody, maybe it gives you a good idea of how to put one back in. I've already taken the old one out, had some problems of course. Had to tape the window up, cut the cable, and then release the window to let it down and unbolt the glass from here. Now that that's done, I'm putting the new assembly back in. So this is the new assembly, and basically I'm gonna put it in around these wires here. Probably put it in this way. Motor by the two bolts. to where the motor hangs. I'm just gonna finger tighten those for now, just to get them a little closer. And where's that cord? That cord. Where's the hanger? That one. Looks like the windows just a little too low, which I've heard someone else complain about that too. But we can roll it up in a second. So I'm going to go ahead and put some other bolts in here to hold it in place. Let's go ahead and get this one started. This isn't that hard of a job, guys. You just got to start doing it. It doesn't really, it's kind of complex, and at first doesn't seem like it makes a lot of sense, but once you actually do one, you realize it's pretty simple. And this whole piece just goes in here free floating to this side of the glass. The glass is completely separate. It's sitting up top, and it's going to lower down into this piece right here. There's a little plastic piece that the glass sits in. So we got the regulator finger tightened down, and I'm going to get this cord for the motor in. You got to snap it through here to hold the wires, and then it goes through here like this. Actually slides on here. Oh no, it doesn't. Sorry, this whole piece has got to come out. This is the old one. It's got its own. It's got its own, but it's different. I'm not sure what's holding. Alright, it's out now. Let's put the new one in. Or the old one in, so actually. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and snap that in there. And now the motor we have to line up here. Finger tight, finger tight, finger tight. Takes a lot of practice though. All right, motor's in, brackets in. That's that. Now, we're gonna have to get this motor up, turn it on enough to get it in position so I can tighten the last 2 bolts there. The only way to do that is to plug it all up. So I'm basically gonna, it's not all gonna be back together, but I'm just gonna plug up all the controls like this. And that one goes there. That goes there. That goes there. That goes oh, that's right. Here. I forgot about that for a minute. Alright, so that's all the door controls plugged back in except for the door itself. And I'm not sure if I need that plugged in or not, but we're gonna find out. That's on. What we want to see is the bolt holes line up here. I'm going to plug this in just to weed this out. Power window control unit. That's what's clicking. That may be what's bad. So that's hooked up again. Let's try it again. That window works. Oh, alright, so this door has to be plugged in for it to work. It's working now. I think we're in the right place too. Alright. Shut the car off. So now we know that the door panel has to be plugged in order for it to work. So that kind of had me worried there for a minute. Thought I'd replace the whole assembly for no reason. Let's lift the window down. Easily. So it seems to be down now. I'm gonna have to use some cleaner some lighter fluid or gum off to get this residue off from this tape, because unfortunately it's Gorilla tape. So now let's see if we can get these last 2 bolts in place. What do you want? What do you know? It lines up good. So right there, the glass is down. It lines up perfectly. there's another tip. If you buy online, you get your window regulator assembly and it doesn't meet up with these holes, just hook your wires back up, put your door panel back up, just plug it in. You don't have to put everything back together, and then roll it up or down until it lines up here. There we go. That should do it. So here's our two hanging window motor bolts. Our one bolt we had to put in. The two at the bottom of the regulator, right there. Two at the top of the regulator. This one hangs in. These three you have to put back in. And then these two to hold the glass. One there. That has to line up, and you may have to move it like I did, up or down, to get it in place. Now I'm going to put everything back together. First I got to take these wires back off. Well, let's try it first. Maybe we should just try it. Let's try it. I'm going to go ahead and hook this back and try it with the glass in it, just to make sure. So the door panel's back on. Got my controls. Everything's tight. Passenger door works. Driver works. Makes a little noise. Funny, the auto isn't working, but once I get everything back together, we'll see if it works. Alright, take these back off. Trying to put this right back where it was. I used a razor blade knife to, as I was pulling this back, I just kept cutting it. It works real easy. And I like how it leaves a little bit on the door and a little bit on the plastic. So when you go to put it back, they help each other stick back on the door. Otherwise it doesn't seem to want to stick back to paint. It sticks back to itself pretty easily. So you can see how it's kind of cut, and as I was pulling it, I just kept the razor there and sliced it. There we go. Back together. It's the door handle, all the connections, speaker hole. Let's go ahead and put the speaker back. I did pull it out. Was it necessary? Questionable. But I pulled it out anyway. Back. Let's put this control unit back on. Control units in place. So first I'm going to hook this one back up. These are going to go through here. That one goes through there. I'm going to hang the top first. It's the door button. Hang the top first, put this back in. Make sure the top's in there. Looks like it. Let's go and do this door handle. So I'm gonna put that in the hole, and then swivel this piece around and flip it over it, but sometimes you got to use a flat blade screwdriver. To hold it down. 2 black screws. Light works. Lens is on. And this has got like a little hook right here. So we're going to push that under first. Get it in there. And then there, back snaps down. Solid. Back together. 2 more screws. These are the 2 big ones. One right there. Oh, I missed one. I missed one. A little screwdriver. All right. This one. That's another big one. That in first. Back side in. All done. Oh yeah. This piece. This just snaps in. These little hinges go in first. And if you unplugged that, which I didn't, just make sure you plug it back in first. That's that. Final test. One more thing. This piece. It's just a cover for these 2 screws. Alright, all good. Keys are on. Passenger door works. Driver door works. Auto is not working, but car may have to be running. Let's see. No? Auto's still not working. That's strange. I'm not sure why auto is not working. Everything seems to be fine. Anyway, that's that. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully this helps somebody.